Hey folks, Wayne over here at the Ram Man Inc. Don't forget the ink. Well, lately we've been working on the Ford F-150s. And we've never messed with the Ford F-150s. Even though we make more locking hub kits than anybody else on the planet. I didn't say distribute. That's not what I said. I said manufacture. Like these big old Chevy 1-tons right here. Just getting ready to go out. All of the Chevrolets are IFS. We're the only ones in the world that do the IFS. Chevrolet and the Dodge 1500. Even though we have stolen the design of the Super Duty hub for all the Dodges for the last 7 years and can't make them some bitches fast enough, shelf constantly empty. Can't make them fast enough. Well, we finally decided, and the Dodge 1500 of course is an IFS. I have finally, people have asked me over the years, I've finally decided to do the Ford F-150s. So, here's the announcement. It is official for history. On Sunday, November the 20th, 2022, I have announced that we are going to bring the Ford F-150 lock and hub design to market. We should be having ready within 90 days. No joke. 90 days. So, the first of the year, 2023, we should have locking hubs for the Ford F-150. Of course, I made 3 or 4 videos over the last couple of weeks detailing what a poor design this IWE vacuum actuator crap, what a poor design it is. And of course, the confirmation of that is the technical service bulletin put out by Ford on 15 October 2020, so almost 21. Ford, after years of effing around with this stuff, has decided to delete the shit, get rid of it, and never go back. That, to me, says that it's a poor design, never worked, and it's been a disaster. Most of you Ford F-150s know exactly what I'm talking about. And the people that have the Borg-Warner TOD transfer case have even more trouble because they basically have a full-time four-wheel drive vehicle. That's correct. Full-time four-wheel drive vehicle. The difference between, and you can read up on this transfer case, the TOD torque on demand transfer case in the news releases and the paperwork from Borg-Warner and many, many hundreds of people on forums tells you that the TOD never truly is in two-wheel drive. They also tell you in the release, it says, that the driver does not control the engagement. So, you don't got to be in charge. The computer's going to do it for you because you don't know how to do it. And the computer's going to make those decisions for you. And what you say or what button you press, full wheel high or auto or whatever, doesn't make a shit. And the transfer case is going to do what it wants to do. They talk about it. This transfer case takes input from the power control module, powertrain control module, throttle position, steering wheel position, wheel speed from the ABS, and yada yada yada. They word it as, we're going to do a preemptive strike for low traction situations. Yeah. Sounds like a bunch of old hocus pocus, doesn't it? Yeah. But as far as our trucks go, you know, we've had shift on the fly for a long time. But the other transfer case used on you guys Fords, you know, you got the two transfer cases. The shift on the fly, which does go into a two-wheel drive mode, and the Borg Warner TOD, which nearly never is in two-wheel drive mode. Because they believe that you need to have torque in all four wheels to maximize traction. They basically tell you that. If you read between the lines, you'll understand. So, I've showed people this cheesy design, poor engagement. It just doesn't work that well. It just doesn't work that well at all. So, yes, I'm going to come up with some locking hubs for the Ford F-150s. Basically, from 2012 through 2020. Basically, what this technical service bulletin is talking about. They're talking about these 2003 to 20 expeditions, these 2006 F-150s, and these Lincoln Navigators. I think y'all boys can see that stuff. So, we're going to start with the later models because more people have them and they can buy hubs for them. So, we'll start with that. Of course, as prolific as we are, it won't take us long to come up with some for this expedition and this Navigator. So, there you go, my friends. The official announcement is out. By March, we should have some locking hubs for the Ford F-150. And this manual locking hubs, let me clarify, manual locking hubs where you are the boss and you decide whether your front axle's engaged or not. Can't believe these manufacturers do this, but they're under a lot of pressure. The manufacturers are under a lot of pressure. I'll tell you a little story. Back, you know, I'm a big Mopar guy, and I run in big circles, and I have contacts at Mall Mopar and Chrysler, you know, obviously. I know a couple people. went to this big old banquet in Carlisle back in, I believe it was 2014 or so. And I'm sitting at the table. Next to me is one of the vice presidents of Chrysler Truck Division. And I was telling him about my hubs that I was getting ready to introduce. And he told me, he said, Wayne, I understand, but we must do what the clients want. And all clients today, younger people and such, the ones that buy our cars, or most of them, they are lazy. They only want to push a button. They don't want to get out of the vehicle to do nothing. They just want to push a button. And that's why we've screwed around with the CAD, the central axle disconnect, 3 times now, modified it 3 times, still doesn't work. Ford's done this Mickey Mouse thing because, like what he said, was people are lazy. Trifling lazy, he said. So, we have to make it as easy as possible. It doesn't matter whether it goes bad and they have to replace the parts or not. They don't care. It's got to be easy. Now, that may be true, but I'll remind you of something. I remember watching an interview with the CEO of Chrysler in the early 2000s. And I remember watching this man on TV, and I thought to myself, this guy is clueless. He's one of the biggest dumbasses I've ever met. He said, and I quote, this is early 2002, 3, 4. He said, and I quote, "We have done study after study after study. We have determined that the people buying the new Dodge Charger are young families, probably with 2 kids, 25 to 35. And there's no reason, or we do not see a reason, to build a 2-door Dodge Charger." I thought to myself, you gonna bring out the Dodge Charger and never offer a 2-door. In an icon of Mall Mopar, which only came in a 2-door, now you gonna do a 4-door and never offer a 2-door. Friends, I want you to think about that. That Charger and stuff and the Challenger, they have turned Mall Mopar around. And if you believe that nobody wants a 2-door Charger, would not have bought one, if you, the one watching this video, if you believe that, shut this video off right now, this second, and I can't help you. I just probably can't help you. This is the same outfit that said the same people, hard-headed as they are, on repeated occasions, they've also said there is no market. No, study after study after study shows that there is no market for a convertible Challenger. Another one of the most absurd statements that I have ever heard in my life by a grown adult in charge of tens of thousands of people. I've never heard anything that absurd in the automobile industry. That's why I can still quote it to this day. I was watching this guy on Varney and Company and stuff, and I thought to myself, my God, they are out of touch with what Mopar fans want. They're watching their convertible Cudas go for millions of dollars, but nobody wants a convertible Challenger. So, that ought to tell you where the mindset is of the big three. I'm not sure that there is a mind there. It may just be the set. The mind may be missing. Or at least the information's bad. Because I know a whole lot of people that would buy a convertible Challenger tomorrow. And I know a whole bunch of people, being the Mopar guru for a long time, that would buy a two-door Charger tomorrow. So, there you go. Enough of that history lesson. It's back to the same old thing. You know, in order to have a push-button four-wheel drive, you've got to give up something. Anytime you do a performance upgrade in one field, you're usually losing it in another. You put small, lightweight brakes on your race car, they ain't gonna stop as good as factory brakes. You usually have to give up something if you need a convenience like that. Anything that's going to be shipped on the fly or TOD while the vehicle is moving is going to tear up the interface. Transmissions and shit like that, they're designed for the gears to move while they're all spinning. Wheel ends, hub ends, they not designed for that and never really will be. Never really will be. Enough of that. Be looking for locking hubs for your Ford F-150 at the beginning of 2023, like I said, about March. If you want to go on our website, of course, it will be extremely similar to the Chevrolet 1500. You can see it on the website. There's dozens of videos of us shipping out client units. And of course the Dodge 1500, which is an IFS design. There's on the website too, Ram 98. And of course there's dozens of videos about those kits too. All kinds of customers, real life stories being shipped out. God bless you. God bless America. And happy Ford trucking. Bye.